Hello everybody and welcome to Front Row Racing on this Thursday evening as we get ready for Front Row Racing's World Series round 14 from Monza in Italy. I am just going to quickly mention that we've had a few technical issues, which is why we're delayed at the moment. PlayStation Network decided to pop in an update right at the time we're about to invite all of the drivers into the lobby, and unfortunately the update has had a little bit of a knock-on effect in the fact that chat parties are now not working at all. So nobody can get into a chat party at the moment, which is very frustrating for the teams and the drivers. However, it's even more frustrating, I don't know, it might be more frustrated for us in the commentary box, as it means that we are going to be using the in-game chat for the commentary. However, Arazor21, he will be trying continuously to see if the chat parties are going to fire up at any time that the commentary team can get into. However, the drivers, once the race gets going, there's going to be absolutely nothing that they can do to try and get into a chat party. A couple of knock-on effects of that is we may not have particularly great audio quality for the commentary here. And for the teams and drivers, it also means that any race engineers that they had arranged will not be able to be heard because they're not in a chat party. And for any of the viewers or drivers or engineers that are wondering, well, why don't we just invite the engineers in? Simply, there isn't the room. And it'd be unfair to invite one team's engineer in and not another team's engineer, so that isn't going to happen. Anyway, I'm from Racing DP, and joining me in the commentary box today is going to be TempFear, who's scoffing down his dinner at the moment, and Arazor21, who is with me in the commentary box. How are you this evening, Tony?
See how this will work, and I will try to get it to the best one.
Yes, into our nice cosy commentary box would be brilliant, but obviously we could come up against a number of technical issues this evening, but we're going to give it a go anyway. So a quick run through the drivers and the teams. We'll get the drivers over to the track as quick as we can. Quick run through the drivers.
I got the key.
Oh. Right, well, I'll run through the teams and drivers, Tony, and while I'm doing that, it gives you the opportunity to see if it's going to kick you out again. Obviously, the more time we take here right now as well, the more opportunity there is for the teams and drivers to potentially get their chat parties up and running as well. So right now, I'm not in a rush to send the drivers over to the circuit, although TempFear probably is, because he's meant to be going out for a few drinks tonight. So a quick run through the drivers in the teams. In the petrol pumpers Mercedes, we've got Hindle and Conzo 1993. In the old crash test dummies Ferrari, we've got Dave the Harp and Jason. In the censored Williams, we have Kane Ianda and his new permanent teammate that he has chosen, Garfield 86. A lot of pressure on his shoulders today. In the New Age Outlaws Red Bull, we have Rickster 81295 and MX Everglow. And in the Hey Ho Double Toe Force India, we have Farfba and RDB. In the wrong tyres Renault, we have SBL Mali Kekech, and it should be Valdemar. However, unfortunately for Valdemar, about an hour before we were setting the lobby up, his sister's been taken to hospital, so Valdemar's not going to be able to make it tonight, and everyone at Front Row Racing wishes his sister well. In the Toro Rosso, the $1 Million Herbie Toro Rosso, we have Millstar and Ant69. And in the McLaren Honda, the Mental Age of 10 McLaren Honda, we have Front Row Racing GP and also should be Calzo 210. But I have just spotted that both Calzo 210 and Conzo appear to have been disconnected, so those guys are going to need to try and get back in as quickly as they can. I've just spotted as well that Paul Farvin is trying to phone me, which is a bit difficult for him to answer that while I'm doing the broadcast. So the Mental Age of 10 McLaren should be from Racing GP and Calzo, and in the Yankin Limey Manor it should be Mystic Joker, however he's not online, and Lefty Hardtail, and the FRR Admir's Pit rookie is Lord JB13. Tony, go on, what news have you got for us?
The chat parties are working, so if you want to switch to the other
I will. Okay, so as I try and join Tony in the chat party then, we'll see if we are going to be allowed to get in there. And this obviously is useful for the drivers if they are going to be able to get into chat parties with their teammates and potentially their race engineers as well. We'll just hang on a few moments to allow McLaren and Mercedes to get their teammates back into their cars, and while we're waiting for those guys, hopefully TempFear will realise we've moved to the chat party as well. I'll quickly run through the previous race results, the Drivers' Championship standings and the Constructors' standings. Arazor, if you'd like to send Konzo and Calzo another invite, please. Okay, so the Belgium Round 13 race results. After all the stewarding, of which nobody appeared to get any penalties by the looks of it, the race result was as follows. Hindle took victory, maximum 25 points, extended his lead in the championship, finished ahead of Mystic Joker, who gained 10 places to finish in second place. In third, we have the Mental Age of 10 McLaren reserve driver, which was Calzo on that day. However, he is now a permanent driver in the McLaren Honda if he can get his connection back on and jump back into the car. In fourth place was Lefty Hardtail, taking 12 points. From a Racing GP, finished in fifth. SBL Mali Kekec, sixth. Valdemar finished in seventh with the Censored Williams reserve driver. I think it may have been Garfield on that day. I can't remember. My apologies. Finished in 8th. Rickster finished in 9th. K. Nyanda finished in 10th. In 11th was Jason. 12th was Ant69. 13th was Dave the Harp. While in 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th we had RDB, Farfber, Millstar, Konzo, MX Everglow, all DNF. The Drivers' Championship standings was as follows, with Hindle leading the way on 205 points, Konzo in second place with 167, Mystic Joker in third on 138 points, while Lefty Hardtail, his teammate, is in fourth on 94. From a Racing GP is in fifth place on 82 points, while Jason's got himself up to sixth on 66 points. Rickster's in 7th on 57 points, while the admin's pick rookie car is on 39 points. And that's in 8th place. In 9th, we have Ant69 with 35 points. Then he's followed by Dave the Harp on 24. Farfber and RDB, teammates on track, usually close together on track as well. And they've both got exactly the same amount of points, 23 for each of them. Millstar is on 22 points, with SBL Mali Kekec on 9, K. Nyanda on 8, Valdemar on 6, and Calzo, Bleeding Sunrise and MX Everglow all having 0 points at this moment in time. I can see that Calzo has rejoined in his car, so we're just waiting for Konzo to try and get back into his car before we send the drivers over to the circuit. And in the Constructors' Championship standings, the petrol pumpers Mercedes are leading the way on 397 points. Yank and Limey Manor are in second on 232, while the Mental Age of 10 McLaren team are on 147 in third place. They're closely followed by Censored Williams on 140. The Old Crash Test Dummies Ferrari are on 100 points, while the Wrong Tyres Renault are on 93. New Age Outlaws are on 58, while the $1 Million Herbie Toro Rosso team are only 1 point behind them. Hey Ho Double Toe Force India are on 47 points, and unfortunately I can't see what points the FRR Rookie Maribobo Haas team is on. It'd be 39 I would guess, but yeah, my printer chopped off that little bit. Okay, Konzo. Yes, he's back with us. He's on the track. Okay, so going to be quite obviously a delayed start to this race, but I do believe now that all the drivers that we are expecting to have at the track are now here and ready. Oh, wrong button, my apologies. So let's send the drivers over to the racetrack, Italy. Monza, the Temple of Speed and potentially the Temple of Disconnections. We are also going to have question of the day. I have got question of the day, but I'll get to that in a few moments time, because obviously I just want to make sure that we can get to the lobby and see if everything is going to work okay. However, Tony, you love the rain. You're expecting rain here, surely?
Yes, that's true. It's always fun to watch races with the wet track. It always spices things up. And it's Italy, so hopefully there is rain as well.
Yep, hopefully. You never know. We had a little bit of rain for the World Championship last night, and hopefully at some point when TempFear has finished eating, he'll realise that we're not in the game chat anymore and we're in the chat party. Just a reminder, actually, Tony, you might want to make sure you send him an invite to the chat party. But yeah, the Monza circuit qualifying, is it crucial here? I don't know, because a lot of the time when you're on pole at Monza, there's a big fear of what may happen behind you. However, this is a circuit you can overtake on if you've got the straight line speed. We'll just have to wait and see if the drivers have got exactly that. Once again, though, quick apologies for the technical difficulties and getting online late with the PlayStation update and chat party's not working. Definitely made things rather difficult for us. So what's the Monza circuit going to have in store? Well, it's 11 corners, many of them very, very important, but obviously it's the straights where many of the drivers are going to be trying to make their overtaking moves. Stories from qualifying, are we going to see Hindle just stonk away to a pole position, considering that Mystic Joker isn't at the track today? And to be honest, to a degree, Calzo, Hindle's teammate, would have needed Mystic Joker to be at the track to sort of potentially take points off Hindle. We're looking at the qualifying weather. It looks like the weather's going to be dry for the duration of the qualifying session. Well, let's see about the race. Oh, how boring is that? Cloudy at the start, getting sunnier and sunnier. Okay, so TempFear has now joined us in the chat party. How are you, Temp?
I'm good. Yeah, a bit of an interesting start to this one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's your two's first real view of what happens when technology totally fails just at the start of a race.
I mean, you probably had to do a million things, but oh well,
yeah.
Do that anyway.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, it happens. I mean, what I would say is in those kind of situations, the best thing the drivers can do is keep an eye on the Facebook page, and if there is any important information that needs to go out, we'll pop it out on the Facebook page, which is exactly what happened, and in the FRR chat. So, it's been a bit of a rush. I mean, from a driver's perspective, guys, what will the last sort of 20 minutes, half an hour have done to these guys regarding their preparation for the race?
Well, if anyone's been playing smart, they've put in extra practice during that time. Unlikely most that aren't even done that, but it's possible. But then you get the people that then get really nervous because everything's been delayed. I mean, personally, that's like me. If something takes a lot, you're better off throwing me into a situation than like telling me about it for like a while. And then you get people that are the opposite. They prefer the extra wait. So. It'll be interesting to see.
I mean, that's the thing, there'll be people that will be messaging everywhere, what's happening, what's going on, what's happening, what's going on, and panicking, while others are going, well, whatever happens is going to happen, you know what I mean? They'll let me know what's happening. I'm just having a quick look at Garfield. You may not have heard me mention it, Tem, while you were sat in the other commentary box that me and Tony have abandoned. Garfield, Kane Ianda has selected him as a permanent teammate for the remainder of the season. I'm on board with him now as he starts his first flying lap of the Front Row Racing World Series. He's on the soft compound tyre. Now, something that I'm interested to know, yesterday in the World Championship, we saw a lot of drivers, pretty much all of them, qualify on the super soft tyre. But I'm curious, Temp, had the start of the race been dry yesterday, would you have qualified on the super soft tyre?
No, and why you reminded me yesterday. But,
sorry.
No, I did plan on qualifying on the softs, but the time I did on all three quality laps, well, 2 quality laps were horrendous. I mean, probably not just me, but my PB would put me pole on a set of softs, and I'm pretty sure probably other drivers that were on quicker. I don't know if it was the track conditions or whatnot, but you're on about driving on super softs, and Hindle's out at the moment, but it's more the fact that one stop is possible around here, starting on the softs, whereas super softs you're in, you've got a chance.
Well, Garfield had a pretty decent Sector 1. His Sector 2 was looking alright until he got to the Ascara chicane. Car ahead of him getting well out of his way. So what are we looking at? Somewhere around, well, I mean, I'd like to think we're going to see 21s. But I've got a feeling that this may be a lap in the high 22s for Garfield with the difficulties he had at Ascari. It's going to be a little slower actually. So 23.1, but it is provisional pole position right now. Lord JB's just gone and popped himself into second place. Rickster, he's coming up towards the finish line, 27.7, 28.3. This could be provisional pole. No, it's third place at 124.3. Konzo, he's on the super soft tyre. It says he's on a flying lap, but I've got a feeling it's actually an out lap.
His teammates are like on the super soft, but I wouldn't be surprised if he builds into the pits going around 5 hours.
Okay, well, keep an eye on. Go on.
Well, I don't know, as I say, at 27.5, yeah, and he pits. Yeah.
Okay, so. Well, let's see what Konzo does. He almost sounded like he was sort of taking it easy on the exit of turn 2 there, but it could just be the way that he's driving the car. And talking about that, I actually did speak to him prior to the race. As his first sector times are 27.5, so matching his teammate for sector 1 time, but I don't think he's necessarily going to complete the lap. I said to Konzo, Monza, a track mostly about speed, but many forget how important the corners are. With your driving style showing to be very good in the corners, could this benefit you more than straight line speed? He said, hi there, around this particular track you need to have straight line speed more than good cornering speed because there is a lot of decent sized straights that you could be overtaking on. Target this race is always, or as always, is first to the flag. For his teammate Hindle, though, as Konzo's done a 28.4 sector. Oh, he had a bit of a chicane in the middle of the road there, or on either side of the road, but he managed to get past them. His teammate Hindle, I said, leading the World Series standings and on course for another title. Is the World Series too easy for you now, as Konzo is going to complete a lap? No, he backs out of it. That's to give himself extra opportunity of improving later on. RDB's about to set himself up for a flying lap. If someone wants to keep an eye on his sector times, I'll keep the camera on him as the car ahead of him, Force India. It's his teammate. His teammate got a bit of slipstream, hey-ho double towing going on here. I'll finish off what I was saying about him. It was a bit close. I will continue what I said about Hindle. I said, is the World Series too easy for you now? And should you be considering the step up to the World Championship? I thought, you know what, let's just throw a real heavy hammer at him here. He said, you know, I'm not sure about it being too easy, but yes, if I had a lot of spare time to practice, World Championship would be a consideration. RDB's Sector 1 time is a 27.9.
So he hasn't really benefited. It's better than what you would have done anyway.
Quite possibly. I mean, the slipstream would have been better from this point now.
Round 2.
Well, he's got a car ahead of him. Is that his teammate ahead of him? Oh, so let's see what his sector 2 time's going to be then. It's a 28.8. It's not phenomenal, but this now is where the slipstream really could be useful. And you can see how much he's gaining on his teammate. Actually, not gaining that much that quick, but now the teammate needs to move to the inside. Does it perfectly. Hey-ho, double toe in full effect. But is it going to help RDB get a fantastic kind of lap time? We're about to find out. It's 5th place, a 26.4 Sector 3. I'm just curious, Tony, is that a purple Sector 3?
Yes, it is purple.
Interestingly well done by both of the Force India guys there. Okay, quick look at the time screen. SBL Mali Kekech, he's currently sitting on pole position with Milstar sitting in 2nd place on a set of soft compound tyres. Calzo, he's currently sitting in 3rd. He's on the super soft tyre. He's heading back into the pits. Garfield is on an in-lap. RDB on an in-lap. Lord JB on an in-lap. Rickster, he's on an out-lap. MX Everglow. Temp, would you like to read out MX Everglow's pre-race comments for us?
You didn't bloody notice. What he's saying that I think racing GP maybe on the lap, I don't know, or hot lap, I'm not sure.
Don't worry, we'll get to him in a minute.
Hindle, I don't want to know what his comments. Hindle is on a flying lap now. If you flipping saw what GP asked me for my pre-race comments
sorry Temp. MX Everglow was about to set up for a fast lap. Car ahead of him, Toro Rosso, just made an absolute mess of the Parabolica. That's totally compromised MX Everglow. But yeah, carry on with his pre-race comments there. My apologies.
Whose pre-race comments was it anyway?
MX Everglow.
Yeah, it was Anthony in front of me on a set of intermediate tyres anyway. Emmerich 7, where are you? There you are. Flipping now. Why you give me the long ones? Right, so he had to told us his tyres. Thanks a lot, mate. Really appreciate it. It really helps us out. We asked him, Monza, thoughts. Can you make a pre-race comment about... Oh, for God's sake, thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
Everyone wants to know, Dave asked him, can you make a pre-race comment about using a song lyric? Ken doesn't think so. I don't like that. You are
Right, come on, carry on with the rest. Carry on with what he said.
Yeah, we'll have to do that once to you guys. Well, I will be honest, I only play this game between half 7 and 9, so I don't have any idea what tyres. I'm guessing he means they're what tyres or pants I go for until you send us to the track. As I thought up with work, spending time with a hot woman, so he says, I've heard all about. Was it him earlier in the season where she moaned at him for doing a race?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't pull one of me there, even though he's saying sorry, Tem, Steve, and yourself, Dave. He's trying to mug us up all through us up there, I worked him. But hopefully I get this promotion at work, and if the hours are what I think they are, maybe I'll be in orange box to you guys. And lastly, I'm very unhappy with Temp's performance singing fast cars. I feel I need to gain a bit of respect for the song seen as a destroyer. Well, no, I wasn't.
You did destroy the song Fast Cars last time out. The thing is, right? The thing is,
it's not my lyrics.
Charlie actually sent me voice recordings of him singing the song, and it's almost as funny as listening to you trying to read it. But I haven't really got the time to try and get it in. I'll try, maybe I'll do it at the end if someone reminds me. I was just going to quickly mention as well, Rickster managed to sneak into pole position while we was watching him. Currently on board with Lefty Hardtail though. He's about to complete a lap. I'm just wondering, Tony, what have you got your eyes on out there?
Nothing. Was watching Lefty Hardtail, but yeah.
Well, Lefty Hardtail's going to popped it into third place, I believe, and I did send him a pre-race question, but unfortunately I didn't get an answer from him. With obviously the drama just before the session, it potentially caused a lot of problems for us. But SPL Mali Kekech, Rickster, and Lefty Hardtail, they are the top 3 at this moment in time. Millstar, though, I mean, got to say, a little bit of a surprise, up there in 4th on the soft compound tyre, and a definite, very mixed choice of tyres on the grid, while Ant 69, he's gone for the intermediate tyres. Dave the Harp, though, he's about to start his fly-in lap. He's on the soft compound tyre. And I did have a word with Dave earlier on. Now, Dave's he took part in the World Championship yesterday as a reserve driver. So my question to him today was a little bit in reference to that. I said to him that yesterday you tried taking the wings off the car for last night's race as a reserve in the World Championship, and it didn't seem to work. Is there a new plan for tonight? It came back with a pretty short answer. He said just about to do some wing testing, hoping to do better with some assists. So potentially still going low wings and hoping the assists will help him out a little bit. He's done a 27.8 sector one time, not too shabby for the soft compound tyre. I was also talking to his teammate Jason, which I said, in last week's World Championship Reserves race, you showed your class. He actually won it as the WC Reserve drivers. And I said to him then, in last night's World Championship race, were you sandbagging, keeping a few tricks up your sleeve for tonight? And he said, hi, the trick is to switch to the right tyres at the right time. So I hope for a dry race and a little bit of luck to get some points in tonight's race. So that's Jason for us. That's Dave the Harp's teammate. Dave the Harp has done a pretty decent sector 2 time, I think, for the soft compound tyre, as we're down to 5 minutes left of the qualifying session. So where's this going to put him on the grid? It's 5th place for Dave the Harp. Nice lap for him there. However, I've got a feeling these last 5 minutes, there's going to be a lot that's going to change around, because Hindle, at the moment, he hasn't put a lap in.
Yeah, I think the Force India boys are going for round 2 at the slipstream.
Yeah, well, talking Force India boys, I did Oh, it's not worked for Farf, but unless he's trying to get some extra speed up towards the... It is, isn't it? His teammate's gonna have to slow down for him. Yeah, I sent both Force India drivers the same question, and only RDB answered me. So if I can find it, I'll let you know what I asked them. Oh! That's lap over then for Farf, but slipstream not worked for him. Let's see, Lord JB, he's the FRR admin's pick rookie for today. He's out there on track from a racing GP, currently sitting in 10th. He's about to complete a lap, but sector time's not looking too great, to be honest, for the super soft tyre. So into the pits he goes.
I've just watched him on the lap beforehand and written like Monza just ran pits on a set of soft tyres, so it'd be one to watch in a minute or two.
Okay, I do want to quickly mention the Force India drivers, their pre-race comments. So I asked them both the same question. I said, at Hungary, you and your teammate finished next to each other. At Spa, you finished next to each other. Will Monza be similar? Now, if anyone hasn't watched Spa, you should really go and watch it, because they did finish right next to each other. And RDB said, hope bloody not. Don't feel my pace at Monza is anything to write home about, but I'm always confident of making some good overtakes. I think me and my teammate will tow each other around and to some decent points. All being well, good luck to all the teams and drivers. Watch out for the double towing quali. We did, we saw it. And I'm just watching Garfield at the moment, and I did have a quick chat with him as well. I think he may have abandoned this lap though. Garfield, I said, there's been a big change in team and division for you, with you now being a permanent driver. Will we see anything new from yourself? He said, hi, I'd like to thank Kane Ianda for choosing me for the seat at Williams. It's a big step up in class in this championship and one I'm looking forward to. I need to think about racing differently too. There are a lot smarter on track and I'm prone to silly pit stop mistakes. If I can improve on that, I'm sure I can be somewhat running up at the front with the big boys. Let's find out, because he's on a flying lap at the moment. But Tem, you said a moment ago that Konzo's firing himself up, I believe, on a set of soft tyres.
He was Hinder's out there now. I want to watch some Force India boys again, but I don't think it's worth. I think there's one doing the wheel again.
Well, Garfield sector 1 time, not too shabby, but obviously Hindle is someone that we do want to keep an eye on. I think he's
just still on his lap, sorry.
Okay. Well, you'll be able to shout out Konzo sector times to us as Hindle's just setting himself up. I mean, this is it. He's got to get this lap in. Otherwise, he's starting from dead last in between the broadcast team. So he needs to really get an absolute shift on right now as he starts his flying lap. While he is on his lap, though, Temp, I've mentioned to you a few moments ago that we'll come to you from a Racing GP's pre-race comments. This is always a good bit for me. So would you like to go through from a Racing GP's pre-race comments for us?
I will do. Konzo's done a 27.5 in the first sector. Or let me just find the paragraph of the stats in So you made me read out that one. That's the biggest one I've seen so far. Have you even given me Finra Racing GP's comment?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
Oh, there they are. Oh, okay. He's actually in English.
Yeah, look carefully. Yeah, look carefully.
It's actually in English.
Konzo's done a 28.3 in the sector, so not brilliant, but still might be good enough for the front right. Front Racing GP, he's bringing the hard set tyres, gassed in, there's a glimmer of chance for a 4th place finish in the standings, as that may let me take your 5 beat day. He said he thought he'd give me a break of his round of comments. Glimmer of a chance, how dare you, that 4th place is mine, left me not target, gun in my pocket, and he knows it. You didn't give me a break though, because yesterday in the comments you gave me were absolutely disgusting. I didn't understand a word of that, hence why you didn't get my comments for 2 reasons. One, because I was late, and 2, I don't know what you wanted to say to that.
No. Well, Konzo put himself in 3rd place. Hindle just taken 3rd place. Both those guys on the soft compound tyres. I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Rickster, he's back out on track at the moment in 2nd place. Super soft tyre for his previous best lap. Super soft tyre on his car right now. And looking at the sector times, he was a tiny little bit up on Hindle's time in sector 1. If he could improve on sector 3 a lot, he may be able to steal pole position, but it may be a bit of a tall ask because we're into the dying moments of the qualifying session now, and I do know that I haven't asked question of the day yet. I'll do that in a few moments time. It's 2nd place for Rickster.
Monza when I crossed the line. We couldn't improve. He stayed 8th. Bit of a disappointment since I've seen him in practice, and he's been actually quite good.
Okay, looks like Konzo, Hindle, Dave the Harp, they have all completed their qualifying session from Racing GP. Has crossed the line. It's 12th place for him, and they're the only drivers that I can now see on the track. Okay, so question of the day, folks. Let's see how
I gave you.
No, it's not. Question of the day is in front row racing. Well, actually, right, the next official F1 Grand Prix is at Bahrain, I believe, this weekend, yeah? So it's kind of tied into that. In front row racing season 5 in the World Series at Bahrain, who finished in 3rd place on the day? So the provisional 3rd place, who finished in 3rd place in Front Row Racing's World Series Season 5 race at Bahrain?
You say that as if it was an absolute carnage race and everyone got a penalty.
Now, I'm not going to ask you to give us your answer yet. I'm going to give you the opportunity to wait until the podium interviews to perhaps have a ponder and a think about that one. And for anyone that wants to have a guess at that one, put up your guesses on the YouTube chat, and I will try and mention it throughout the race as well.
Something I'm going to say is I don't even know who raced in the World Series in Season 5.
Okay, now I am going to try and leave the lobby at this point in a moment, or during the formation lap, should I say, to try and get a proper view of the start of the race. It might not work. It should work. It might not work, but with the way things have gone today, it probably won't work. But I really don't want to miss whatever's going to happen down at turn 1. So we'll see how this is going to go.
So everyone get ready for the restart then.
Exactly. See, Tony's on the ball. He's learnt enough already. Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of drivers still circulating. Calzo looks like he's going to be in 8th place. And from Racing GP in 12th. Apologies for the blinking here. It gets quite annoying. If you're epileptic, close your eyes. Otherwise, it's going to get you. Let's see. Yeah, not through being too fast, just through flashing around on the screen like this. Okay, so qualifying result, as can be seen on the screen. SBL Mali Kekec taking pole position, Rickster 2nd place. Hindle and Konzo line up on the 2nd row of the grid, with Lefty Hardtail lining up next to Millstar. Dave the Harp and Calzo will be next to each other. Garfield and Lord JB as an FRR Admins Pit rookie, not a bad start in 10th. RDB 11th from a Racing GP 12th. Kane 13th, MX Everglow 14th. Jason 15th and 69. He's gone for fresh tyres at the start of the race. He'll be 16th. And then we've got Farfba starting in 17th place.
Would you say it's a mixed up grid?
I would, yeah. I would a little bit, yeah. I mean, SBL Mali Kekec, he's shown already, him and his teammate Valdemar, they've shown they're quick enough for pole positions and stuff like that. So a little bit mixed up, but I still think the Mercedes are in the best position depending on how turn 1 goes. Have a quick look at the potential race strategies. For me here, it's showing medium tyre and then 2 soft stints, or medium tyre and then 3 super soft stints. However, we are aware 1 stops are more than a possibility around the Monza circuit. Okay, there are still a few drivers' pre-race comments to go through, which we will try and get through at some point during the event. However, once this formation lap is underway, I am going to be leaving the lobby to come straight back in, which is where it will then tell me that I won't be able to get back into the lobby. We'll have to set up for a quick restart, which we'll try and do as quickly as possible. Okay, so I am going to jump out and see if I can get pretty much straight back in.
Wait a minute, what was the question of the day?
Question.
I totally missed it.
I'll tell you in one moment, Arazor. I shall remind you. I will go through it for everybody. So as I'm trying to rejoin the session, this is the moment, folks. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? It looks like I'm on my way back in. Okay, question of the day then, as Arazor has asked for a recap on that. In Front Row Racing's Season 5 in the World Series at Bahrain, who finished in 3rd place on the day? So who finished the provisional 3rd place position? I'm not going to ask these guys for their answer until the podium interviews. And give them a chance to think about that one. Okay, so as the drivers are still on their way around the track, I'll try and get a couple of the last-minute pre-race comments in. Rickster, who's had a fantastic qualifying session, in second place. I actually asked him quite a short question. Monza, love it? Hate it? Podium? To which he said, Monza has never been one I've really stood out on in the past, but I do like the track. It's simple but complex at the same time. Getting into the right rhythm is key. I think with the right look and strategy, a top 5 is on the cards today. So I want to start bringing in some good results to prove to my new mentor, who shall remain unnamed, but he knows who he is, that his teachings and strategies are working for me. I say new mentor, but he's been helping me since Spain, so it's been a while really. But for Rickster, it really seems to have helped out here. The last one I'm going to try and get out now as well was Calzo. I said, your first permanent drive, is there anything different to how you will approach the races now? And he said he doesn't want any rain, please. He's approaching the race confidently with harassing the Mercedes boys and giving them a run for their money on the cards. This race is like any other for me. I just want to score good points for the team and put on a show. Well, with Mercedes both being on the second row of the grid, they're ahead of Calzo. He's a few places behind and he's going to have a bit of work to do to try and harass them here in Monza. However, the drivers are now lined up on the grid. SBL Mali Kekec sitting on pole position. Rickster taking second place. However, Monza, it's a treacherous turn 1 that could go absolutely any way for all of the drivers. So 5 lights are now on. They'll go out shortly and we'll be racing here at Monza. And away they go. Plenty of tyre smoke. But are we going to have plenty of carnage down into turn 1? The Mercedes splitting the track nice and wide. And Rickster looking up the inside. Can he make it though? The Renault, he's getting a little bit swamped now, but manages to hold on to the lead. Rickster side by side with Hindle now. Hindle drops down to 3rd place. Lefty Hardtail's got himself up to 4th. That's Conzo dropping a place down into 5th. A little bit further down the grid and the Ferrari's getting attacked by Kane Iander and from Racing GP. A fantastic start of the race by the looks of things. However, I'm sure there'll be something that will have happened. There always is. So the leading gaggle of cars have managed to get through the first 5-6 corners without any dramas. And this is going to give us a great opportunity for a fantastic race. Although it did look like Conzo was lagging a little bit there.
Okay, so he's going to kill you now if he watches this back.
Yep. Let's see, Kane Iander looking at Dave the Harp up the inside towards Ascari. He's going to try and make the move and he gets the move done, and the McLaren behind him, that's from a Racing GP, looking to try and capitalise as well. Obviously different tyre compounds available for the drivers that are outside the top 10 at the start of the race with mediums and softs. Dave the Harp's actually trying to fight back now to take the position up the inside into the Parabolica. Can't quite get it done on entry, may lose out on exit as well. Slightly further ahead, Lord JB. Oh, and it looks like we've got Conzo.
Having a go at Lefty Hardtail. No, Lefty's got phenomenal straight line speed.
Well, it's been one of the stories of the manor. Oh, the Toro Rosso gives Conzo a little bit of a nudge there. And just behind, I think that was Garfield side by side with the Haas of Lord JB. Yes, it was. And the McLaren of Calzo in the middle of that gaggle as well.
Yep, and you're about people who started outside the top 10. Sorry, Razor. Pretty much all of them started on the mediums. I'm sorry, Ray.
There was a contact between Milstar and Conzo, and Milstar lost part of his front wing.
So it could be an early pit stop needed for Milstar then. However, Monza, it may be a track where you go, you know what, I've lost a bit of front wing, let's see if I can cope with it. Oh, this is an interesting battle though. Let's see, we've got Calzo in, I think it's 7th place, then Lord JB in 8th, Kane Iander in 9th, 5 cars here all battling. Oh, the Williams having a look, but can't quite get anything done at this moment in time. Another quick look up at the front now. SPL Mali Kekec and Rickster on those super soft tyres, holding position at the moment. Rickster may have an opportunity down towards turn 1. The problem for these guys, though, is Temp, would you agree? They're potentially now on a two-stop strategy. This is it for Rickster, though. The opportunity is here. Side by side they go. But the driver behind them, Hindle, he's on the harder compound tyre, the soft compound tyre, and they'll go a lot longer. You can see in the background as well, Konzo having a look up the inside. Has he made the move on lefty hardtail? Yes! Just still side by side. It's not done yet. He's now just ahead. See, Temp, that's how you get a Mercedes round that corner. Oh. I'm hiding. That was brave.
Of saying he's on the harder tyre.
Oh, Rickster's gone off. Rickster's made a mistake. He's gone off into the gravel or caught the grass. Down to third place, and that's Hindle up to second. Sorry, Temp, go on. What was you saying there?
I was talking about the sentence you said. Hindle's on the harder tyres, he's on the soft tyre. It's such a contradiction sentence.
It is, isn't it? It really is. But it's also true at the same time. It's a harder tyre than the super soft, but it's the soft tyre. But yeah, there we go. Okay, DRS is now definitely available for the drivers that are within 1 second of each other, which means that Hindle could come under attack from Rickster. But I'm just wondering, guys, I can imagine we've got a lot kicking off further down the grid as well.
I think...
and there was... Yeah,
Go on,
there
Tony.
was plenty of cars battling in the back of the field, but now it's been spread out a little bit, I think. So
Okay.
there's not much going on.
No problem. Hindle.
Oh, well, RDP, Dave, the Harp and Jason are driving in a small kind of train.
Okay, I'm going to jump on board with them because Hindle didn't have the speed to attack into turn 1, and neither did Rickster. But RDB could come under threat here. Mali Kekec, his race is over. That's from the lead of the race.
Yeah, and Hindle's under attack from Rickster. He's had a great run out of turn 2. I reckon he's on the outside though. Hindle's still doing so quite nicely there, but showing a bit of speed, but this is allowing Hindle's teammate Konzo to close up very nicely.
I've got a feeling that SPL Mali Kekec may have had terminal damage there. If one of you could check for us, because his car looked like it was on the outside of turn 2. So just as I jumped off board, something must have happened, and perhaps into the barrier he's gone.
No,
Looked like disconnection, and then the AI driver messed up.
Oh dear.
No terminal damage.
And the ruling on what happens for the World Championship and World Series drivers in this situation is once the green light has, well, the red lights have gone out at the start of the race, once the race has started, if you get disconnected after that, your race is over. Rickster, he's under pressure, he's into the pits. Yeah, just as Konzo was about to overtake him.
Yeah, Mali Kekec's AI car is still driving around.
That's massive.
So it's disconnection.
Massive disappointment. Now super soft tyre runners into the pits then. Rickster, Calzo and Lord JB and the Haas all into the pits then. And in a way, I'm not really surprised by that.
No.
RDP and David Harp battling. And there's the cars behind battling as well. So yeah. Lots of action going on.
Yeah,
well, a few of them on the medium. Highest medium runner at the moment though is Kane Leander, who was 8th before the pit stops started, so he's made a few places, but so has Farfat started right at the back. He's up to 7th, I think he is now.
You can't really argue with that too much, can you? RDB, though, he's in a bit of a treacherous situation. He's on the super soft tyre. I believe they would have been brand new from the start. I can't remember where he qualified. My apologies for that. But he's on the super soft tyre, which means he's going to have to pit fairly soon. And he's got Dave the Harp, who's behind him, on the soft tyre. Mediums? It showed me that RDB's on super softs.
No, he's got mediums.
Oh. Okay, so RDB is on the harder, super soft tyre. Okay, yeah, I think I'm done. My mind is blown. Although
I think it's you that the drink days, not me.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Gonzo is in DRS range for the catching Hindle in the main straight.
Okay, he's definitely getting close, isn't he, Tony? Do you think he's going to waste any time in attacking? We've seen at different points this season the Mercedes team sort of go, yeah, let's just sort of, not sort of team orders, let's just stay as we are, but they've played a patient game.
They've hopped up the inside of IDB into turn 1, side by side with 2. There's a little bit of contact, nothing too major there. And it's a nice move. Ooh, saying, ooh, okay. I struggled to pump there. RDB's coming back at him. Malika just rejoined. RDB, no, these two just want to go side by side for all that, probably.
Not anymore. Dave the Arts decided he's ending that one. Back to Hindle and Konzo then. Arazor, do you think that Konzo is going to waste any time, or do you think he's going to sort of want to show, look, I'm more than quick enough, I'm more than good enough, if I get the opportunity, I'm coming past you?
Well, of course he wants to overtake if he gets the chance, but it's his teammate and they might have something to say each other in a team chat, so I don't know what they are doing.
Well, if you're Konzo, one thing you could do is say, well, your gap's big enough in the standings at the moment, you might as well just let me past, even if I only gain 7 points on you, it ain't that much. Yeah. But that gap is going to be something to keep an eye on, though. Lefty Hardtail, he's decided to pit, so he's going from the soft compound tyre to the medium compound tyre, unless the game is lying to me. I just want to have a quick look. From a Racing GP, he's battling with Kane Ianda, because you said a moment ago, Temp, that Kane Ianda was the leading medium tyre runner, but actually it's now from a Racing GP, so he's managed to get past Kane, but Kane's trying to fight back as they make their way towards turn 4, having a look up the inside. Can he get it slowed down enough? Got to give each other plenty of room here. It's not easy to do. Bit of a switchback up the inside to Lesmo 1, and he looks like he's going to have the position. No, he backs out of it, compromises his entry and gifts it, but having said that, he's now going to get DRS to have a run at him into Ascari, which is going to be a very good run indeed.
Some information for you, Maligeget has taken his car back and he's traveling around the track.
Okay. Well, that's where, for all of the other drivers, they can report that after the race, because unfortunately his race is over. Drivers are allowed to return to their car to retire it, but unfortunately, their race is over. The rule is slightly different if you get disconnected at the end of qualifying before the race gets going, because you can get back into the lobby, but the game doesn't allow you to take control of your car. So that's why the rule is in place that if you get disconnected between quali and the race, you can get back in. Who's got puncture?
Williams. I don't know which Williams.
Well, at the moment, From a Racing GP is overtaking Kane Ianda, and it didn't look like Kane Ianda had got a puncture.
Garfield, front left.
Yep, front left puncture perhaps, and into the pits he goes then. And 69, oh look at this battle. And 69 in a Toro Rosso has got a Red Bull wall in front of him. No, he hasn't, because one of them's just gone off the track. I think that may have been MX Everglow. Yes, it was MX Everglow and Rickster. So Rickster, having pitted from his super soft tyre earlier on, is now in 9th place, while AN69 and MX Everglow battle it out towards turn 4.
Yeah, just starting up from the fast car there.
Just a thought, Temp. Pit lane time loss. What kind of time are you going to lose around here?
20. It's definitely over 20 seconds, because you're going 2 miles an hour while the rest go 200 down that pitch straight.
Yep.
Yeah, I say you're looking at around 24, 23, something around that mark.
So somewhere around 23, 24 seconds, and Rickster is currently always now 25.1 seconds off the lead. But yeah, so Konzo and Hindle. Konzo is in the lead. Hindle is in the pits. Medium tyres for him then, yeah, medium tyres.
That's early.
Is that going for a 2-stop then? 18 laps, is it?
I'd say so. I've been thinking it's like people getting punched on these soft tyres on lap 8 and hitting lap 7 and 2 stops. That's early. Well, when you consider people on super softs going to lap 5 and 6.
Yep. Well, Rickster was 25 seconds off Hindle. Hindle's just come out of the pits up ahead, and ahead of Hindle's a bit of a battle going on between RDB, who's still shown as being on super soft tyres, and is that the Renault? Yes, that's the Renault of Spiel Malikekech, I believe, who is a lap down and unfortunately technically a DNF now. So Hindle, I'd say the pit lane loss is probably about 21 seconds, looking at where he came out ahead of Rickster.
someone come in.
Oh, an RDB. I don't know if he's got a problem or whether he's just saying, you know what, my fight's not with you, Hindle. I'm going to let you through. However, I think Konzo at that point would have liked RDB to go, no, make that Force India as fat and wide as you can.
GP made a mistake in start of this lap, but now he has catched the Kane back up, and he's in the DRS range. Oh! Was that RDB? I saw someone go off massively wide at the exit of Ascari then.
Was it RDB?
Was it Farfba?
No, Farfba. I don't even know where Farfba is.
Farfba's in 4th, ahead of Hindle.
It wasn't RDB, I was on board with him.
I'm not sure what that was then.
See things again.
Well, what we have got though, Jason, he's got DRS, but he's about to get overtaken by Rickster. This for 6th place, and RDB is just ahead of these guys. And beautiful to see the Monza straight here with so many cars on it. So Jason down to 8th place, and that's Rickster now up to 7th with RDB ahead of him. Rickster is on a charge, but he's on a 2-stop strategy. Konzo though,
GP and Kane are battling, and they have already switched up positions once.
Sorry Tony, yeah, Kane just went a little bit wide there as well. I mean, somebody actually said, I think it was Ant69 said something funny in the FRR chat the other day. He said, I've worked out what to do in the World Series. Stay near Jason and you get on the camera a lot. It's not working for him at the moment because he's not near Jason, but I'm sure he will be soon. But I've got a feeling that Kane Ianda is going to be attacking from Racing GP down towards turn 1. But I wanted to mention, yeah, Hindle looks like he may be on a 2-stop strategy now. Konzo, he continued on the last lap. I don't know if he's continued on this lap, but I think he's on a 1-stop strategy.
I think Hindle's Konzo is in the pits, I think.
Yes, he is.
Hindle's traditionally had higher tyre wear, hasn't he?
That is true. He has mentioned that a lot over the course of the season.
So,
Hindle making a move on Farfba, and Konzo has come out of the pits behind him. But how big is that gap between Konzo and Rickster? It's quite big. Rickster coming through the chicane now. He's managed to get past RDB, and now RDB is showing as being on the medium compound tyre. That Force India pit crew is absolutely phenomenal. They can change tyres while the car's still going around the track.
It's called it's rubbing the walking ride, mate.
I reckon they've just got Luigi from Cars. Big top!
Oh, yeah.
Hindle can't get past Mark. No, okay, now he has. But Konzo almost catch the Hindle back up because of that.
Yeah, well, Farfba may have DRS now as well, but that battle that you told us about a little while ago, Tony, from a Racing GP and Kane Ianda, these guys are leading the race. Oh, Kane Ianda, just a big wide. And yeah, Farfba back ahead of Hindle.
Hindle's nothing like that, and Konzo's thinking, go on, son. Holy look.
Well,
your teammate didn't, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, Konzo, he's going to be wanting everybody to hold up his teammate as much as he wants his teammate to do well. He wants everybody to beat him. Farfba, I thought he was good for the pits then, but no, he just got very, very wiggly. Here's Hindle's opportunity then. DRS wide open. The other Mercedes closing the gap as well as the two. Konzo, what are you going to do? He breaks early. He has, hasn't he? Hindle going for a bit of a different line through turn 1. Compromised his exit though. And this is where for Konzo... Go on.
He's still going for it, but I don't know. In one sense, he can just...
Is Konzo making the move?
For it. Yeah, he is.
There is information that Hindle has slipstream glitch, whatever that is. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe he's not getting any slipstream on his car at the moment. It'd be massively frustrating for him if that's the case. But he's going to have DRS now. He's behind his teammate. I was going to say, a bit of a treacherous situation there for Konzo, because when you're following two cars that are battling, you really have to be careful of where you position your car. But Farfba looks like he's just backed out of that and let these guys go.
Sometimes it's wiser for the car that's been, well, not lapped, but you know, still got
not,
pit stops to let
yeah.
through.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're losing time defending, it can be a wise decision to not defend. Okay, Kane Iander into the pits.
Farquhar shows a puncture from the front left,
Ooh.
and he's in the pits.
He's in the pits anyway now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Was that a set of medium tyres on his car, or was it a set of softs, or
Yes,
Ferrari in the background?
Mediums.
It was mediums, we didn't
Oh,
have control.
three wide, down the start finish. With lefty hardtail and Calzo trying to sneak up the inside of Jason. That's leaving lefty hardtail. And I've jumped on the wrong car there, my apologies. Lefty hardtail and Calzo side by side on the exit of turn 1. Jason may be able to attack back, but it's one of those treacherous situations I was mentioning a moment ago. Sorry to cut you off there, guys, but yeah, seeing 3 cars go 3 wide down towards turn 1 as Jason gets a little bit too close to the back of the Manor, costing himself a little bit of time. So yeah, tyres that Farfber was on then?
Mediums, but he didn't show them from my screen, so...
Well,
Tony says it's showing first. What are you doing, Tony?
Premium game owner. I see everything first.
Arazor is the oracle.
I've been watching this Tim Mercedes for a bit. Hindle's not really... I wouldn't say close to, just not... He's going very slow there. What's going on?
He's going very slow.
Extremely slow.
It's disconnected.
No! Conzo's eyes are just lit up.
You know they did, because Conzo's had his fair share of disconnections over the course of the season.
He's probably shouting at his brother, just leave. Leave the lobby.
Yeah, turn your PlayStation off. But what that does now, that promotes Rickster up to 3rd place. The battle with Calzo, lefty hardtail, that's going to now be a battle for 4th place. Hindle's going to be the one smashing in the ironing board today by the looks of things.
Have you heard that? Oh, that's brilliant. Have you heard his footage?
Yes.
I couldn't stop laughing.
I can understand people, I mean, getting frustrated, but for Conzo now, he knows what he needs to do now. Front Row Racing GP, though, he's now leading this race, but still with a pit stop to do.
Speaking about Hindle being disconnected, he was saying something to me the other day about he always, or someone, that apparently when he's practicing, he always gets disconnected and that, but then come race day, he's perfectly fine.
What was it? Hindle said that?
Hindle or someone in the group of friends they have. Someone said that to me. I can't remember who it was. But he's probably going to... If it was someone else, he's probably going to go and knock on their front door.
Yeah, quite possibly. I'm just trying to have a look at where From a Racing GP may slot into this grid order. I mean, his teammate Calzo's in 4th place at the moment. And I tell you what, I think From a Racing GP may have just lost a bit of time as well. Because that gap went from 14 seconds... Yeah, I mean, we're looking, 22 seconds, so Farfber's at 29 seconds behind. Milstar, who's in a battle with a ghosted Hindle. So, yeah, somewhere just behind Milstar, potentially, for Front Row Racing GP.
Ooh, Rickster almost lost it on the massive sausage curve at turn 4.
Well, and 69 said the way to get on camera is to be near Jason. He's nowhere near Jason, so I thought I'd just quickly show him on the camera. Let's see how Jason is getting on, though. We saw him in a battle earlier on. He's currently in at 6th place, running on the medium compound tyre. And it was Rickster, you said, that had a bit of a moment, wasn't it? And who's that right behind him? That's Calzo.
Yeah, Rickster had an arm plan a bit more oversteer through that curve. Did well to hold on to it.
Okay.
I want to see any of these guys going to be able to go to the end, so I'll have a look and see what lap they pitted on.
Yeah, you do that. I just want to quickly keep an eye on Rickster, who's coming under pressure. I also want to mention about Kane Iander's pre-race comments. I said to him, it's surely going to rain for the race, isn't it? Could this work for your advantage? MX Everglow, his race is over. Calzo going for the move on his teammate Rickster. And that's going to be 3rd place then. Yeah. MX Everglow's teammate, Rickster. See? I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. You're just not quick enough to keep up with my horse racing style of commentary.
You said it in terms of them two being teammates.
I'll tell you what though, Rickster's fighting back. He realises there's a good chance of a podium here, and up the inside he looks into turn 4 and backs out of it. But yeah, so Kane Nyanda, I mentioned about rain and could it work to your advantage. He said he's just looking to finish the race with both cars in the points. At the moment both cars are still on track. He said hopefully it rains, but unfortunately that's not the way it's going at the moment. Tony, could you have a quick look and see if MX Everglow, whether that was perhaps unfortunately a crash for him?
Yeah, okay. And GP has absolutely no grip on his tires. Those tires are gone. Like, he's struggling with those.
He really is, isn't he?
Tires.
Hindle's right behind him now.
What Hindle, Konzo, you mean?
Sorry, yeah, Konzo. Sorry, Hindle.
The third position down to around 8th or 9th. Unless they get some phenomenal tyre out of nowhere, they've all got to do another pit stop. And is that from Racing GP in the pits?
It is from Racing GP into the pits. And if he can take... Well, yeah, if he can take a set of soft compound tyres 10 laps, then he could be on for a good result. Let's see, where's he going to come out of the pits? Kane Nyanda is just going to squeeze past him, and it is a set of soft compound tyres. And let's see, Lefty Hardtail. No, it's Farfba that is in at 6th place. Not quite close enough, but as you said, Tem, quite a lot of these guys are probably going to have to do another pit stop.
Yeah, unless they can do 6 laps on a set of softs and then like 21 on a set of mediums, and I'll be mid. So
MX Everglow got a drive-through penalty for speeding in a pit lane, so no terminal damage, so maybe he just rage with it. I don't know.
Okay,
what happened.
No problem. Well, I'm watching Ant 69 now, because guess who's not far behind him? Yep, it's Jason, although his teammate Millstar is right behind Ant at the moment. I'm going to quickly try and go... Oh, Ant's letting his teammate through. Is he going to slot in ahead of Jason? Yes, he is. See, he's realised Jason's there. I want to get next to Jason. Okay.
There's your screen time then.
Yep. Maybe we should go and watch somebody else. Let's see. I'm going to put it on board with Jason, why not? Okay, so Ant69, I said Monza. It isn't hard on tyres, so do you think the tyres available here are the right tyres? And he said, I don't know what planet people who think it isn't hard on tyres are on here. He hates Monza, but he's made his FRR debut here a long time ago in the FRRI days. So he said, back to basics. I think from the back of the grid, he needs points again. As Jason trying to go all the way around the outside of Parabolica. We saw last night it didn't work for Stocky, and I think Dave the Harp is into the pits as Jason gets ever closer, with DRS now available to him. So yeah, around the outside he is going to go. Oh, Ant's fighting it back though on the inside of turn 1. No, hasn't quite got enough. So looking at Millstar then, who is Jason's next target. And I said to Millstar, realistically, where do you think you can finish this race? And he said, Italy is a great place for me. I'm able to stop my car so much later than previously with adjustments to my setup. And today, especially into turn 1, I'm looking to make multiple overtakes. Hoping for a lucky podium, all going well. I'm bringing round tyres with various colours on them.
Thanks for those comments.
Yeah. But now, sorry, go on, Tony.
I didn't say anything. Yeah.
Oh, my apologies.
You telling me I sound like Tony?
Yeah, you do. Come on, Jason, get on with it. Okay, Tem, could you have a quick look at when Kane Nyanda when he did his pit stop, and whether he's potentially going to be on a 1 or 2 stop? I'll tell you what, Rickster, Calzo, they're into the pits. So the super softs at the very start of the race, then having run, I think, the soft compound tyre, could be running soft compound again. But that's Rickster and Calzo both exiting the pits now. Then they're going to come out in 5th and 6th, are they? Yes, they are. Lefty Hardtail is just too far away. But yeah, Kane Nyanda, when did he pit? Because he was battling with Front Row Racing GP a little while ago, but GP seemed to go on a lot longer.
He was. He pitted in at lap 12 from the mediums to the soft tyres. So if he can take softs 15 and mediums 12, then you know what, I'm just going to forget what I know about tyre welding as well to the drivers, because they do their own thing.
Yep.
Saying that, yesterday I tried to get a puncture. I had 85% on my rear left and I still couldn't get one.
Well, GP. battling with DRS.
Yes, they are, Tony. So why don't you tell us what's going through their mind at the moment, because this is a battle potentially for second place.
Yeah, it is. They are battling with each other, but they still have in mind that those guys went for the pits in front of those. So they are battling for second, but then there are like 4 cars battling for it. So it will be interesting if those guys can catch these guys up.
That it will. GP then around the outside. DRS used to its maximum. You can see in the background there, Farfber passing MX Everglow's car as GP tries to go defensive into turn 1. Could compromise his exit though, but if he was quick enough to be able to catch Kane as he did, he may just want to just use that inherent speed to try and pull away. Let's see, Rickster not quite as close to Calzo as I thought he might be. And it looks like Calzo not too far away from Farfber. Yeah, only a couple of seconds in that.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we might have half on the podium with us then. I thought, oh, God help us.
Well, the gap between Calzo and his teammate from Racing GP is about 7-8 seconds. So that's what Calzo needs to gain on the set of tyres he's on now. The problem is, from what I can tell, he's on the soft compound tyre, the same tyre as his teammate. All he's going to have is an extra couple laps worth of life. Is it going to work? Only time will tell. GP opening up the gap on Kane Ianda already. Is Kane going to be within DRS? I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if Kane pits soon as well.
However, Farfber, he's going to come under attack from Calzo pretty soon, because Calzo has caught Farfber fairly quickly. I don't think Farfber actually pitted early either. No, he didn't. He did pit quite late.
Yeah, Kane pitted. Farfber pitted end of lap 12 along with Kane. So very similar there.
Well, that has just put
Kane in pits.
Well.
Yeah, Kane in the pits, and yeah, that has gone and put both McLarens on the podium right now.
This will be an interesting podium if it finishes the way it is.
Millstart attacking RDB down into turn 1 as cars behind come out of the pits, which I think is Kane Ianda. Side by side there, Millstar and RDB. Millstar on the better tyres, and ahead he goes. Kane Ianda has come out just ahead of the guy who gets you TV time. So 8th place just ahead of Jason Farfber. He's come out in 10th, just behind Jason.
Well, like I say, the top 3 we could potentially have here will be an interesting one, especially after Spa.
Definitely. Well, yeah, if you've got Conzo and Front Row Racing GP on the podium after what happened in Spa,
yeah,
and Calzo, holy, yeah, okay. Get ready for a fiery podium interview, guys.
I was speaking to Cals. I was like, I bet that was very awkward for you because you got your teammate who's just wiped your brother out. Your brother's going nuts, and your brother knows that you're in a chat party with him. So if you really wanted to, you could walk into your room and just absolutely take heads off you and go nuts.
Not only that, because Calzo was still racing, he could have just walked up and pressed the power button on his PlayStation. I think that would have been a brothership over at that point, potentially.
Or took the controller and just grabbed his teammate. Well, his brother's teammate off.
Oh, I'll tell you what, looking in the background, I think we may have a little bit of a battle. Jason, he's trying to attack RDB now. See, he does get TV time. I didn't even know which Ferrari it was I saw going on the attack, but it was Jason, but not able to make the move. Let's see, have a little look further down. Garfield on his first permanent race, still battling with Lord JB, who is taking his first FRR Admins Pick rookie drive.
Ooh, Calzo's actually got a bit of timing on his teammate.
Well, yeah, for Racing GP. Rickster, what about Rickster? Oh, he's had enough.
Left the hardtail goes in on him. He's out of Lesnar 2. I think he's gone too deep. I don't think he's got any damage, but he may have minor damage, just that we can't see on the broadcast views.
Well, he's about to lose a position by the looks of it to Lefty Hardtail, who will be very happy to take that position off him. Rickster may be a little bit frustrated with how that has gone about, and looking in the background as well is that Millstar and K9 may be getting very, very close together as well. But yeah, Lefty Hardtail, I think, about to make Rickster suffer for that little mistake. Because, as you mentioned earlier on, Tem, Lefty Hardtail tends to have fairly damn good straight line speed, as he's showing now, looking up the inside, but no, can't quite get the move done.
Could potentially get in through Curve Grande, for example, though.
Well, let's...
Quite surprising the pace you can get through this going on touchscreen.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an advantage. I mean, you do have to be careful about how much you turn in to try and not scrub too much speed. But Lefty Hardtail not able to attack at the moment. Let's try and have a look at what the gap is from a racing.
Ooh, I don't know. Is that K9? K9's had a massive off in Curve Grande. Just lost 2 positions to Jason.
And Ford took advantage, and Jason is
spun around
the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw the end of him going off though, and he went off at a rate and knots.
Right, okay, I'm going to try and have a look at this. Okay, the gap, Calzo, he's 24.5 seconds off the leader at the moment from a Racing GP 21.5 seconds. So 3 seconds between both McLaren drivers. Is that Conzo in the pits? Yes, Conzo was pitted and may even come out in the lead of the race still. Yes, he will. He'll just come out in the lead, although it's going to be close. So the two drivers that had it coming together at Spa are now ever so close on track. But Conzo is on the super soft tyre. He's basically decided, you know what, I'm taking no risks here. Yeah. Taking no risk. Put on the best tyre available. The softer tyre than the soft tyre, the super soft tyre, on his card out.
You have fun at Singapore with ultra softs.
Oh dear. I think I might just sleep through Singapore. But yeah, okay, for a Racing GP, he's not going to be able to do anything about Conzo at the moment. And to be honest, I don't think he'll hold up Conzo if he catches him up. Because for the team, it'll be an absolutely fantastic result. So Conzo leading the way. GP in second place at the moment. And Conzo running in third. Quick run through the grid order then. Rickster in 4th place, being harassed by Lefty Hardtail, who is sitting in 5th. Millstar said he may have a chance at a decent finish if he can get to the end. 6th place at the moment it is for him. Farf, but not too... Yeah, Farf, but not too far behind him in 7th place, with K9 who recently pitted, sitting in 8th. Dave the Harp somehow has got himself into the top 10 because he's sitting in 9th place, running on a set of medium tyres at the moment, and that's actually both Ferraris in the points because Jason, I think, may have made a pit stop, I could be wrong, is now on the soft compound tyre. He's sitting in 10th place, and guess who's right behind him? It's Ant69, who is followed in 12th place by Garfield, who's still running the soft compound tyre. RDB in 13th place.
We went for a Racing GP, decided to put in 2nd place, going to 10th. Yeah, I think GP's kind of let him through there, like you said. So,
yeah.
Pretty plain and simple.
More than did. The question now is, Calzo, are you that much faster than your brother rival in the Mercedes that you can catch him on these tyres?
He's just gone through lesson 1 and saw well, it looked like a car had been through the gravel, which would only be his brother, but I very much doubt he'd catch his brother. He'd say, yes, I can, and he's quicker, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's still a good result for him.
It may have been the car that's ahead of Conzo at the moment, which is back marker in the Haas, which I think would be Lord JB. It is, and SPL Malikek, she's still on track at the moment, battling with RDB, but to be honest, RDB, you can ignore him, because if any of the drivers report him, he'll get disqualified from the event, because unfortunately, if you get disconnected once the lights go out and the race starts, that's it, your race is over. So, Calzo then. Go on, Tony.
Yeah, I was just saying that even GP finishes in 3rd place, that's still hell of a race for him because he started on 12th place. So that's much of a climb to do in a race, 9 places.
And not only that, when I talked to him about his pre-race comments, saying you're battling for that 4th place in the Drivers' Championship standings, the guy ahead of you is Lefty Hardtail. Well, Lefty Hardtail at the moment is in 5th, a couple of places behind him, so he's going to be gaining points on him as well. So Calzo sitting in 2nd place though. I'm just wondering if we're going to be having a battle for 4th. No, Rickster, he's opened up the gap to Lefty Hardtail now. Millstar, is he gaining on them at all? No, he's too far back. Farfba and K9 they may be catching up to Millstar though, so that's going to be something to keep an eye on, guys. But I just want to sorry, go on, Tony.
Yeah, I was just wondering that you said about the battle between GP and Lefty Hardtail. Will we see a team orders here to let GP back in 2nd place, because that will benefit him in standings more than Calzo?
It's a good question, one that I can't answer for you. But if they both get onto the podium as we're onto the final lap of the race, you'll be able to ask it to them, Tony. I just want to quickly mention, as Konzo is on this last lap of the race now, just keep an eye on the rest of the field, guys, see if we've got anything kicking off. You shout me if we have. I just want to quickly mention Lord JB's pre-race comments. I said to him, as the admins pick rookie, or how are you approaching this event?
Got in here, 6th place, Millstar, Farfba in 7th with Kane in 8th. Farfba's just blitz past Millstar. Millstar, you could have an engine in that car.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Farfba's gone straight past the Kane's at the inside as well. Last 2 positions, and that's great.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Millstar, losing a couple of places, but that's also put K9 right onto the back of Farfba now, potentially in position to attack.
Lefty Hardtail.
He's not, is he? He's not, is he?
He's had that or a puncher, one or the other. The puncher, really?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
End of his lap.
Yeah, well, talk about disaster for Lefty Hardtail. We've seen it happen to him in Germany as well. But for Konzo, what a result. Bad luck last week, good luck this week. He's going to take provisional victory here in Monza. I don't think the ironing board's getting a bashing today. It's getting a hug. However, the podium's going to be interesting because Calzo, his little brother, a McLaren driver, takes 2nd place. His teammate from a Racing GP crossing the line in 3rd, which I can't jump on board with at the moment. Rickster, he comes round the corner. 4th place it'll be for Rickster. Farfba, the gap between him and K9's got rather big. I think something may have happened between them two.
Kane's just got flying off at the stars.
Oh dear, so 5th place for Farfba, 6th place for Kane. Millstar, unfortunate last lap for him, however, he has gained a position due to Lefty Hardtail's demise, so 7th place for Millstar. Dave the Harp, he's up to 8th place. Jason, he's got past Lefty. Lefty's getting mugged now on the last lap of the race as Garfield goes past, and even SPL Mali Kekech, who shouldn't be there, manages to get past. But Garfield, he's battling with Ant 69 for the final points position. Can Ant 69 do anything about it? He'll be annoyed. He can't. And also there's a car between himself and Jason. But a fantastic end to the race there.
He is.
Lefty Hardtail pitted in. Lefty Hardtail pitted in lap 6.
I think Lefty Hardtail pitted lap 6. Wow. I think RDB's being nice to him, you know. Guys, can you take a picture of the result for us, please? Screenshot top and bottom, because it's showing me the wrong names again. But, yeah, I think RDB was being nice to him there and sort of saying, you know what, we're out of the points. I won't take the position off you. But, wow, what an end.
You would have finished last of all, well, last one.
Well, the podium interviews will be getting going in a few moments' time. I'm going to quickly
let's get a video.
I'm going to quickly mention the drivers' pre-race comments that we did manage to get through. The admins picked rookie, as I was trying to do. Lord JB 13. He said I'm taking every second as it comes. He's very nervous about the event. I'm hoping to do well on this event to prove myself, and hopefully he's been able to do that with the cars that were battling around him. Valdemar, unfortunately, wasn't able to race today. I mentioned at the start of the broadcast the reasons for that, but he did still have pre-race comments. This is how prepared he was for the race. We'd gone through having the pre-race chat. So I asked him, how is the relationship between you and your teammate? He said, we have an excellent relationship, good communication and respect for each other. We can really push each other to the limit, but the real question is, can I keep out of trouble and not be at the wrong place at the wrong time? Well, it would have been interesting to see how he would have got on today in what was one hell of a race, but unfortunately, I hope his sister is getting well and feeling better in hospital at the moment. Is there anybody else's pre-race comments that we missed out? No, I think we managed to go through all of those. So as we wait for the drivers to join us for the podium interviews, if you have any questions that you would like us to put to the podium drivers, feel free to comment on the YouTube chat with @FRR, and we'll see if we can get Tony to go through those towards the end of the interviews. So as we wait for Calzo from Row Racing GP to join us in the commentary box, this could get interesting.
There's the one that is not so polarised. There's the one.
Here's from Row Racing GP. He's joined us, so we just wait for Calzo. And Calzo has joined us as well. So guys, if you could please make sure that you've got your microphone set to allowed to be shared, and please make sure that you just have a little tap on your ironing board and go, yes, come on, thank you very much.
No boxing gloves, please.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go straight at it, straight into Calzo. Calzo, look swings both ways sometimes. Spa, look wasn't going your way. Monza, it really did. We don't know exactly what happened to Hindle. I've got a feeling you may have an idea. I'm not really too bothered about that. I'm just curious about what was it like for you at that moment in time that all of a sudden just opens up a massive doorway for you.
Yeah, I'm very relieved to actually finish this race this time. It helps. Even disconnections across the side. It happened in Spa. Yeah, when Ryan disconnected, I was just more shocked, to be honest. I mean, like what he said last week about what happened to me, it's kind of the same thing. And I think we were robbed of a pretty good battle there because we were literally pretty equal on pace.
Yeah, it did look pretty good. It looked quite close. Now, I mean, I said early on, I questioned these two in the commentary box as to whether you would do what we've perhaps seen the Mercedes team do earlier in the season, which is perhaps be a little bit patient behind each other, or whether we would see you just say, if I've got half an opportunity, I'm going for it. So I'm just wondering, what was your mindset like in this race? Was it the normal sort of measured approach, or was it more of a, I might not be able to win the title, but I'm going to bloody beat you?
Well, I knew I had to perform well, and if I did have a chance to overtake Ryan, I had to go for it. But at the start of the race, it was definitely just try and keep your front wing on. It's just one of these tracks where so many stopping points, high-speed stopping points, that's where you lose your race pretty much in the first few laps. So I was being pretty patient behind the two super soft runners, and then eventually kind of took over then from there.
Yep. Well, I'm going to hand over to my co-commentators, see if they've got any questions for you. So from me, well done. It was an interesting race from our point of view. But yeah, co-commentators, do you have any questions for the provisional race winner, Calzo 1993?
Nice pronunciation, I think. Were you planning on doing a one stop? But then was it the fact that when you realised you had a pit stop gap in hand, is that why you did the extra pit stop?
It did take me a while to realise that, but I thought I would just go to the end and mediums. I was running lean most of the corners, and I was actually getting about 70% tyre wear, and I had 4 laps to go, and I was like, no, I'm not risking it at all.
You were pretty harsh on the tyres.
Well, I thought I was quite good on them, but clearly not good enough, so I'm glad Ryan didn't stay connected, otherwise I would have been in trouble.
Well, speaking of that, he pitted quite a few laps before you, so was he on the 2-stop from the get-go?
Yeah, when he pitted, he said to me he was doing a 2-stop, so I mean, my tyre wear on the softs was pretty good, but I just couldn't replicate that in the mediums, really.
Yeah, I think the only person who really pulled off the one stop was from Racing GP to a good extent. So
yeah, he wasn't.
You boys in the old series are pretty hot on your tyres.
Yeah, I think it's because of if you run traction control. I mean, for this race, I ran actually full traction control because medium seemed to lose too much time. But when you do that, when you do that, then your tyre wear is quite bad.
See, some people will say, "Oh, they've just got a heavy foot." No, they haven't. They just gaffer tape it down into full throttle. Gives extra wear. Tony, any questions you'd like to put to Conzo?
Well, I would like to thanks for TempFear for nicking my questions once again.
You always do it to me as well, don't worry.
That is absolutely fantastic. So, Gonzo, how's your ironing board doing? Is he well? Sorry for a bad question, but that's on TempFear.
Yeah. No, the iron board's fine, don't worry. I can withstand.
Just got a few more dents and holes in
A
it.
few more dents maybe, yeah, but...
Is it not quite an iron board anymore?
Put it this way, it was a reaction of a winner last race, and it's just...
Are you considering changing to a wheel stand, perhaps?
A wheel stand? No, I don't think so. It's safe for the iron board.
What I want to know is, what did your mum say about the ironing board? What did your mum say?
I don't think she's really noticed, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad you don't have a woman though, or treat her like that. 1 minute you beating the crap out of her, the next minute you want to mug her because you won a race.
Oh, I don't know.
Exactly.
I've got sort of touch on one more question. In qualifying, we saw Rickster pop in a fantastic lap, and SBL Mali Kekec, they locked out the front row of the grid on the super soft tyre. But we were sort of talking about, obviously, the Mercedes guys, Hindle and yourself. You're on the soft compound tyre, you locked out that second row of the grid. Was it always the plan, qualify on the soft compound tyre, and if you're not on the front row, it's not a problem?
It was always the plan to qualify in the softs. Super softs just don't seem to really last for very long round this track at all. No, I wasn't too sure about qualifying. We thought we'd be further down than we actually were. I didn't really get a good time in at all. I was at least 5/10 off the best time I've done, so I could have done a 21.7, but it never really materialised. But you know, you just got to take it and get on with the race.
Very true. Okay, don't run away. We'll come back to you in a few moments' time, I am sure. We'll move on to our second place sitter, Calzo. He's managed to get through this race without getting a dead arm or a dead leg afterwards, and hopefully he should be very, very happy as well. So Calzo, well done on second place. The race looked quite interesting for you. Didn't look particularly easy early on. I mean, you said in your pre-race comments you were looking forward to harassing the Mercs, but to be honest, it almost looked like you were being harassed a little bit and had to really fight your way into position to be able to potentially get a podium here. So how was that sort of first half of the race for you? Was it going to plan?
No, it wasn't going to plan at all because on qualifying I was meant to start on softs and I've practiced so many times doing 21.7s, banging them out, and then today I bottled it out of one of the last chicanes. And then on the second lap, Milstar tapped the back of Con, really slowed down at the second chicane, and I clipped the back of him, and I had half front wing on the super softs, and I just couldn't make up any time.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, that's the way racing goes sometimes. Okay, so sort of second half of the race, I mean, it looked like you were the two-stop strategy was always the plan with how early you pitted. Once you'd made your second stop, did you think the podium was really on the cards?
No, I didn't think it was on the cards until I saw that people around me were pitting, and I didn't really expect it. I thought folk would still be going on, but people started pitting, and eventually I got back up to the podium.
Okay, I'm going to hand over to my co-commentators and just remind them that somebody wanted to ask about whether there was going to be any team orders at any part of the race. But so, Arazor, over to yourself for any questions for Calzo.
Yes, exactly what Dave said. Was there team orders at the table when you overtook GP, as he would have benefited for the extra points in his constructor battle. Or I mean the
Driver
not the
standings.
constructor, but driver standings. Yes, correct.
We did chat about it for a number of laps, talking about what we'd do.
Did it go like this? Please, no. Please, no. Please, no. All right, then.
It was more like if I caught up Steve, and when I did, would I stay behind him, or would I just gun it? And that's what we went for. We did use team orders, and he let me through.
Fair enough.
We
Answers
looked
that.
at, just say on that, sorry, this is GP, just saying that we did discuss who had what tyre wear, who had what fuel. So Conzo had better tyre wear at that point and more fuel. So he was going to be the faster car, and all through practice he's been faster than me. And out of the two of us, he deserved the second place more than I did.
Fair enough.
Slow, Steve.
Go back to your third place podium now. Put that microphone down. Okay, Tony, you got any more questions for Calzo?
No.
Temp?
When you saw your brother had pitted Supersoft and you saw him going into turn 1 and your teammate like a second behind him, was you just preparing for an incident?
No, I wanted Steve to push and try to hold him up so I could catch up.
So he could take him out and they both speared off and you got the win?
No, not take him out, just hold him up so I could get it.
I know what you mean.
If both of them went out and I took it home first, I wouldn't bother that.
Yeah, we know what you mean, don't worry. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it was a bit close, like.
No.
Could you literally just was you just repeating what happened at Spa going through your head again?
I was just like, please don't come behind them.
I think you would have come flying into your room and took your controller off you. Well, at least it didn't happen.
I wouldn't do anything like that.
Well, I don't know. The ironing board fall out.
I would shout, but yeah, I would shout and maybe hit the ironing board a few times.
But yeah, the good result, and great result. So you qualified a name, so it's a good result, yeah.
Yeah, well, both McLaren drivers have made their way through the grid, so well done to Calzo. We'll move on to Formula Racing GP, taking a provisional third place. And over the course of the season, we've seen you driving around on a dry track in qualifying on a set of intermediate tyres. Looks like you chose not to do that today, though.
Yep.
So, what was the thinking on that one?
It was looking at other people's pace and what strategies they're likely to be doing and seeing who was on what in qualifying. The aim was to be 11th, and that gave me a jump on the people that were likely trying to start near the back doing a one-stop. Anyone ahead of me doing trying a one-stop would have worse tyre wear than me.
Okay. Let's see. Obviously, you were one of the few to make the one-stop work. Did it ever cross your mind to go to switch and do a two-stop?
No, never. The tyre wear for me was spot on around there. When I pitted with the mediums, what lap was it? 16 or 17, I can't remember. It was only 70, just 70%. So I could have gone more laps, but it was the right time for me to pit because at the end of the race on the soft tyres, I only got them up to about 70% as well. So yeah, it was about right for me to pit and do the one stop.
Okay, I'm going to hand over to my co-commentators. So they can't say I'll steal all the questions if I do that. So I'm going to hand over to Arazor. Any questions for Formula Racing GP?
They can go first. I don't have any yet.
I did have a question. What was it? Oh yeah, thanks. Well, it's not a question actually. Thanks for the comments. You actually didn't do it in English this time, but screw you for the one yesterday.
language temp.
Oh, it's not as bad as what I said in Spa. Was it? Or Spa or the race before? That was really bad. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know, Front Racing GB, if you normally watch, he sends me pre-race comments in the language of the race that we're in. So for example, last week you said it in Belgium, which, you know, I can't read because
It
obviously
was
I
in
can't
Dutch,
spell.
actually.
Dutch,
It was in Dutch.
Sorry, tripping out. I'm playing in another country. But yeah, you can actually send me these ones in English. But the comments he asked me yesterday, I don't even know what language they're in.
It was
Yeah,
Italian. It was Italian.
Yeah,
He sent you. He sent you
Italian.
the pre-race questions in Italian. It was Italian.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so back to the race. Yeah, you like I say, Dave mentioned probably the only car that really made the one-stop pull off. But did you think that your teammate on a two-stop would still get you at the end, or do you think you could have had him as well?
No, I knew his pace. He could have done the one-stop or the two-stop and he'd have beat me today.
Speaking of that, I want to quickly ask Calzo. I saw your pace, or quality pace in the soft tyres. What happened?
I came out the last chicane, I lost it, and I braked really hard, and I tried continuing on, but I didn't beat my lap on super softs, which I did lead, and I expected folk to beat, but folk didn't beat it. So, yeah.
Like I say, I was aware of your pace, so you're one to watch.
Definitely is. I've got a quick question from a racing GP. We saw you have an interesting battle with Kane Ianda, but he pitted a couple of laps before you did, which suggested obviously for him going on to the two-stop strategy. But it was a battle that did go on for quite a big part of the race. Any thoughts or comments on that?
Yeah, my thoughts really are great battle with Kane. Left space where he needed to. I think we may have touched wheels once or twice, but it was all fair. And obviously pleased I came out on top in the battles. So yeah, it was good. It was good fun.
Okay, we'll get on to questions from YouTube and question of the day in a moment. I just want to ask the podium drivers if they would like to hear MX Everglow's rendition of the song that TempFear destroyed in the pre-race comments, I think, from Spa.
Go on.
I don't know how well this will sound, but this is supposed to be, I think it's called Fast Car, if I remember rightly. So MX Everglow decided he was able to write his pre-race comments without using a song lyric, but sent me a voice of him singing. So here we go.
Oh God.
Fast car. I want to take it to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me and myself ain't got nothing to prove.
It's just like it goes. I love it. The thing is, there's two more. There's two more. He carries on.
Maybe in a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. They're working at a convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Across the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs. Finally see what it means to be living.
I'll save you the last one. But fair play to him. Nothing wrong with liking a good old sing-song now and again. Okay. Arazor, Tony, any questions for the drivers from YouTube?
There is a plenty, and while I search for them, if there's any who knows music producer or something like that, please share this video after this race, and we get this talent his contract.
Britain's Got Talent, X Factor. We could put him forward.
With our own.
Yes, questions for all drivers. Did anybody spot Kravitz at Ascari hiding on the tree viewing the cars? It's a great question. So, did any?
I have seen somebody around here in a tree. I didn't realise it was Ted Kravitz.
No.
Didn't see it.
No, didn't see it at all.
Wasn't looking for it.
No.
Another question: have any of the drivers considered drinking champagne from a shoe?
Oh, the Ricardo. Maybe not tonight.
Well, as I don't racing shoes, I race in socks. It probably
I
wouldn't be a good idea.
I'm the same. I'm in
Socks
socks as
work.
well, so, yeah.
I'm in socks, but I'm too young to buy champagne. So
Just squeeze the liquid out of the.
Oh, champagne out of sweaty socks. That's one way to take the fizz out of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's it. I don't see any else, so I'm sorry if I skipped any. So
Well, you can always have another quick browse over it while we do question of the day. So anyone wants to hazard a guess at this one, more than welcome to. And it's kind of referenced the fact that it's Bahrain Grand Prix this coming weekend, obviously an official F1. So question of the day is: in Front Row Racing's Season 5 in the World Series race at Bahrain, who finished in third place on the day, in the provisional third place position? So, Konzo, race winner, would you like to hazard a guess at that one?
Hang on, I was a million miles away. Could you repeat the question? Sorry.
Okay. In Front Row Racing Season 5 in the World Series race at Bahrain, who finished in third place on the day?
For God's sake. Pretty sure it wasn't me. Actually, Tony was racing then. Tony? I'll go with Tony.
Ooh, I didn't expect that one. Calzo, you've got no hope of getting this one right, so come on then, have a guess.
what season are we on now?
7.
Do you know what? I'm gonna copy Tony and say Tony.
You bore. I will kind of let you off though. You probably know any of the drivers from back then. From a racing GP, would you like to hazard a guess?
I'm going to say TempFear's first reserve race.
Ooh. TempFear, would you like to have a guess? Because we haven't had the co-commentators' attempted answers yet.
Well, I'm already saying someone's wrong because season 5 Bahrain. I went up bloody here.
You were?
No, I wasn't.
It was towards the
Season
end.
7 now.
You won the
Season
championship
7.
in season 6.
You were in
Exactly.
season
And my
5,
first
but I
race,
don't think you were
my
there
first race
then.
was Japan World Series,
Yes.
season 5.
Remember that one.
No, GP got it wrong. Okay. So come on then, Temp.
I'm going to say, I'm not going to be boring and copy Konzo and Cal. I'm going to say Farther because I know he actually had some pace back then.
No, he took me out in that race. He didn't coach it on the stadium.
I'm pretty sure I got disqualified that race. We're trying to turn back onto the track.
Well, that actually doesn't surprise me.
Okay. Arazor, would you like to have a hazard a guess at who finished in third place on that day?
That is an interesting question and interesting answers as well. Yes, I did race in that race, if I remember correctly, but I was either second or third. But I am selfish. I will go with Arazor21.
And you know what? You'd be exactly right as well. It was Arazor21, finished in third place.
Biased questions. See, I try not to be boring, and it ends up screwing me.
Yep. Should have just done a Calzo and copied Konzo. Now we know where he gets his pace from. Okay. Time to start wrapping this up then. A fantastic race with some rather huge twists and turns in it. I mean, to be honest, let's see. Konzo scoring 25 points would put him on what? 172? No, it would be more than that. 192. And Hindle is only on 205. So the fight's back on up at the top there, Konzo. However, it's Singapore next. And we know that place can bring a hell of a lot of carnage. And for the likes of Calzo, that's probably not driven there very often, it's going to be an experience for you.
He had a great time. Every walk going. About walls I've never seen before.
It's one way to find out where the barriers are. But okay. Right, next up then on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be this coming Sunday for round 2 of the Project Cars DTM League from about 8 p.m. from the Road America circuit. Hopefully be another fantastic race. So come and join us for that. The World Series will be back again in 2 weeks' time for round 15 from Singapore. Hopefully we won't have the PSN updates as late coming on as we did this time. Someone's got their microphone right up their nose by the sounds of it. Just move it away a little bit. I'm trying to talk and I'm hearing Darth Vader. Okay, so yes, the World Series will be back in 2 weeks' time. However, you can join us again next Wednesday for the reserve events. World Championship on Wednesday and World Series reserves on Thursday. And if you do want to get involved in either of those events, come and find Front Row Racing on Facebook. Drop us a message and we'll let you know what you need to do to get involved in either of those events. The World Championship being no assists and the World Series being assists allowed. Final question to our podium sitters. Konzo, it is Singapore next. It is a track you've raced around quite a lot. Is it one you can beat Hinderlap?
I would think so, but I've not got a set up, so yeah, I'd have to start from scratch again. It's a very difficult track. Pretty hard on feel. I'm pretty sure there was 1 year I won it on the last lap.
Yes, there was. Way to twist that knife in Rickster that's been festering for a couple of seasons.
Sorry, Rickster, I apologise for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's we've got every chance.
Good. Calzo, Singapore, thoughts? Any chance of pestering the Mercs?
Well, I could have today, but qualifying and start a race absolutely screwed me, but I don't know about Singapore. Judging by yesterday's practice, no.
Okay. Well, from a racing GP, Singapore, it's a track I know you've had some experience out around there. Expectations, thoughts?
Well, the rivals this year are different to what they were previously, so I've got a bit more chance of getting to the end of the race.
Oh yes, that's a good point. I just remembered what happened to you actually in Singapore last season. Yeah, you may be able to get to the end. Okay, so
It's true, yeah.
that's your aim. Get to the end of the race then. Okay, so that's our podium interviews done with. Just want to quickly say thank you to all of the drivers and thank you for putting up and getting through the difficulties earlier on before we came live. Final thanks to my co-commentators TempFear and Arazor21, doing a fantastic job once again.
When are you going to start paying them more?
When you start earning more. Okay, so time to say our final goodbyes. Like, share, subscribe, come and find us on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Front Row Racing's World Series, and we'll see you in Singapore.